What's going on, you little rascals? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the Bitcoin bull TBB today on the 12th day of August. We're moving right through this month, you guys. I swear yesterday was the first day of the month. It's crazy. Here we are at about 1.5 cents. We've got like 8.5 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? I'm on the 15-minute time frame because I want to address something, okay? And I was trying to make a post about it on X last night, and I didn't feel like the words emphasize what I was trying to say enough, so I'm going to emphasize it here. If you're buying TBB right now, you need to stop trading it. You need to stop playing this game, and you definitely need to not panic sell. There are bots or semi-sophisticated traders, maybe a little bit of both, maybe the same thing, whatever, who are playing with the market right now. They're gaming the market, and they're having fun doing it. At least I think they are. It's the same wallets, man. You see this price action, you see this behavior where you move down like this, and then you move up like this, right? And then you move up, and then you move down like this. You see this mechanical? This is manipulation. Now, that doesn't mean that the TBB community or that Jason's manipulating it, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this thing has a $15.4 million market cap, okay? Has a $15.4 million market cap, low liquidity. You look at this here, you dumped down 5%, and all that took was $5,000. Now, $5,000 is not a small amount of money. It's not a large amount of money either. There are people who have $30,000 at their disposal just to play with and push things around like this, who have $300,000 at their disposal just to play and push things around and try to make a few $1,000s off of that. All I'm trying to say here is somebody who has more capital maybe than the average person, maybe not like a multi-millionaire or billionaire or anything like that, but because it's at such a low market cap, it's easy to push this around. And this could this could all be, I'm sorry guys, that was kind of gross, but it is what it is. This could all be organic. Maybe it's organic FOMO and organic pessimism and panic selling and organic FOMO, and it's all this choppiness is coming organically, but probably not. Look up what a Bart pattern is. Look up what it means, right? This type of movement, whenever you're seeing this type of movement throughout all this, I mean, just up and then down and then up like this and down. Actually, that wasn't too bad of manipulation, but this kind of stuff, this choppy up and down stuff, this very mechanical stuff, it's like how I'm drawing it. You don't even need to fit it. You can just draw these kind of straight lines, and that does it. You know what I mean? You don't need to do the squiggles like this. That's manipulation. It's manipulation, and it's really easy to manipulate something like this because again, it's just a low market cap, low liquidity coin. What I'm getting at here is that there are either bots or semi-sophisticated traders who know that if they inject the market with a good bit of money, that they can then sell, distribute it, and then also sell with a heavy hand to push the price down and then buy at a cheaper price. So they're both able to pump it and sell it at a higher price and then also sell it and buy it at a lower price. You see what I'm saying? And it might not just be one person. It might be multiple people who are doing it. Maybe it's a coordinated group who've pulled some money together. I don't know. All I'm trying to say, if you're hearing this, is you might be thinking, well, that doesn't sound good. It's not good, but it's not bad, right? How do you fix this? How do you beat this? The way that you beat this, the way that you fix this is you hold, okay? If they're the ones selling, if you're let's imagine that I had $10,000 in a burner wallet and I wanted to push the price down right now. If I sold $10,000 on the open market, well, if $5,000 moved us down 5%, I would assume 10,000 moves us down probably not 10%, but more than 5%, right? So we'd move down. If I sold $10,000, I full clipped it like that, we'd see a nice move down like this. Well, here's the deal. There's going to be other people, you, who are watching this, or people who are not watching this, who are not aware, who they see this and they panic sell. They told themselves they'll sell if it goes here, and then it drops like that. They told themselves whenever they bought here that it was going to go higher, but then it drops like that. It goes against what they thought in their head, or it goes exactly where they told themselves they'd cut their losses, whatever the case may be, they're going to sell. So you have the initial sell, right? You have the initial sell, the initial forced move down, and then you have the panic sellers who push the price down afterwards, the plebs, the dumb money, as it's called, no offense. And then what happens? During that dumb money selling time, the guy that pushed the price down, 8%, whatever, he buys up in little bits here, little bits. Whenever he has enough, then he sends in a fat amount to push the price up. And then what happens? People get excited. So they FOMO, they buy back in, they send the price up a little bit. He's distributing, and round it goes. And it's not that this person here is making the entirety of this move and then selling up here and then buying back fully here. What I'm trying to say, if you listen, if you heard what I was saying there, is that when they sell, they push the price down. That triggers emotions to further the price going down. Maybe not at as extreme of a rate, but it provides a lower opportunity. If nobody sells, if this person's the only person forcing the price down, but nobody sells, and then instead people are buying or holding, that price goes back up. That means to buy back the amount that they had to sell here to push the price down, to buy back that same amount, they're going to have to push the price up higher. They're going to have even less coins. You can see why I had an issue posting this on X. Because I'm not even like talking completely coherently here. I think I am. I think I'm making sense. I don't know how much sense I'm making to you guys. All I'm trying to say is in these manipulated times, in this Bart-like endeavors where people are literally pushing the price around, it seems intentionally. It's the same wallets doing it. Throughout this whole time, it's the same wallets. The only way to combat that is to either A, buy the dips, or B, hold the dips, or C, preferably both. Do both. Buy the dips, hold the rips. And as time's going on, we are accumulating more. I did buy more TBB yesterday. I bought 120,000 coins or so, something like that. I was thinking about buying more, but I also bought some of another meme coin, which I could give a shout out. I don't know. Why not? Bela. I bought some Bela. I'm in the top 100 wallets on Bela. But I definitely bought more TBB than I bought Bela. 1.5 cent here. 13 minutes left in this 15-minute time frame. We're moving down. Again, it's these moments here where the person who pushed the price down, it's coming a little bit lower, so they're coming back in. They're layering back in little by little. They push the price down, and it might not seem like it's worth it, right? This little 0.5% difference. But man, if the price goes down another % or two, if you're making a % or two on $10,000 and you do that 10 times, that's decent money. It's a paycheck. That's a day's worth of work. And they're just going to work. That's all it is. And I really do think it's bots that are doing this or semi-sophisticated traders, but you can just see it, man. This is manipulated stuff. So again, the main message here is don't get manipulated out of your bags. Don't get shaken out. This isn't bad price action. This isn't something that's going to make the price go down. They don't have that capability. They don't have that capacity. What they're doing is they're acquiring or trying to acquire more coins. More coins. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want the bots, I don't want the manipulators, I don't want the people who push the price around, I don't want them to have more coins. I don't think they deserve more coins. I think people like you and I deserve more coins who are just buying and holding and not selling a drop, right? And the benefit of this is that there are people who are taking these opportunities to buy. There absolutely are. 1 hour time frame here, looking at this. The RSI is pretty bullish, actually, right here. You've got into the overbought zone, higher lows in the RSI right here, bouncing off the 50, holding the 50, staying above the 50, whatever you want to call it. It looks good. It'd be nice if we can get back into the overbought zone and avoid getting oversold. If we get oversold and we come down, that's fine. It's okay. Hold on. It's okay. But I don't think that's what we're going for. I don't think that's what we're aiming for. We keep finding resistance here, right? Here. We keep finding resistance like right here. I think the next time, if not one of the next times that we move through that, we're going to, or move to that level, we're going to move through it. And we're probably going to move back up to this 2 cent level here, where we will consolidate again. There will be more manipulated efforts, and then we will pump once the supply is dried up. Okay, we're keeping up with this trend here, and I think we're going to continue to move higher. It is Wednesday. We've got enough time left in this week where we can make some stuff happen by the end of the week here. 1 hour time frame. The MACD is bullish overall, very bullish overall. Broke above the zero. That's nice to see. You didn't really have much continuation afterwards. Here we are flipping red. The best that we could hope for, I think, would be some type of a false cross where, you know, it's a very slight cross to the downside, then we continue to move up, something like that. It can be red for a little while longer, and I mean, with that red MACD, we have 25 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. We can definitely flip that back to green before it crosses red, depending on how much we pump in the next 25 minutes. But even if it's red, I'm not too worried about it. It's the 1 hour time frame. We're choppy and sideways. It doesn't mean much, but at the worst, maybe we chill a little bit longer, and then we move up. I don't know. It doesn't have to be right now that we move up, but the sooner the better. 4 hour time frame here, looking at the RSI. Lower highs, bouncing off the oversold zone, bouncing off the overbought zone. We're pretty neutral. No more bullish than we are bearish, and that makes sense, right? We're pretty neutral here in this price action. We look at this from the high, the all-time high, to the low that we just had here, that 90% pullback. Went right into the heart of this golden ratio zone right there. Then we pulled back right to the heart of the 382.5 area here. The next goal, the idea here would be that we move up to the 786, 886. And I did say that we probably find some resistance here at this area. We might find a little bit of resistance there for a moment, but I would assume that we'd have no problem breaking through it. Maybe we break through it on the first pass. We probably see a little bit of resistance first, and then we move up higher. The goal, the current goal in mind, at least in my mind, would be prior support becomes resistance here, something at 3.7 to 2.9 cents, something in that area, which is roughly a 2x away from here. And when that happens, because there's just such a small amount of supply that's available, it's floating out there, whenever that does happen, we're going to move up very fast. It's going to be a quick movement. It'll be like this. But are we done messing around in this consolidation phase yet? I don't know if we are. I think we're going to mess around some more, and then whenever we are done, we're going to see that nice move. We can stop here. It makes sense, statistically speaking, to stop in this area, both based on the fibs and based on prior areas of support in the price. But we have such a low market cap, it doesn't take much to push the price around, guys. We could just push right through this and see new all-time highs. I mean, if we move back up here, the idea goes from, oh, this thing's dead, it's never coming back, to holy shit, it came back, we're about to see new all-time highs. That kind of FOMO can definitely generate some exciting price action in the meantime. So I don't know what we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to find resistance at that 0.29 level, or if we're going to find it at that 0.37 level, somewhere in between, or if we're just going to break through. But going off the fibs, going off of what would statistically make the most sense, this would be the next area to expect to kind of encounter for some more prolonged consolidation like this. Okay. 4 hour time frame. MACD here is crossing green. We just got a green cross. You are disrespecting the zero, coming up, coming down. You are disrespecting it. Absolutely you are. You typically disrespect it when you have choppy sideways price action like we have now. So the MACD crossing green, it's not really that significant. Just like here in this choppy sideways price action, crossing red is not that significant either. So unfortunately not that helpful. 4 hour RSI, it's neutral, but you're in a more bullish posturing here, bouncing off that oversold zone, being above the 50, so that's nice. 8 hour time frame. RSI is bouncing off the 40, holding this level, holding this area. Didn't get oversold really at all. You got overbought a lot, but you didn't really get oversold. When the bulls show their strength, they show it, they're flexing. When the bears show their strength, they're very timid, but still a massive correction nonetheless. It was short-lived, man. I mean, you were only down here for such a short amount of time. You pumped right back up rather immediately. How much was that? That was like a 4x move, wasn't it? From a low to a high. It's like a 5x move. Wow. Yeah, 5x move all the way up to the top there. That's crazy. Anyways, RSI looks bullish on the 4 hour. Makes me think that we're going to move higher. I don't know if we're going to get overbought, right? We move up like this. We get a higher high. Sure, we could see that. Find some resistance, form this uptrend a little bit more. And again, that makes sense. That would make a lot of sense, actually, if we were to find resistance in this area like I was talking about, the 786, 886, 2.9 to 3.7 cents, somewhere in that range. If we were to find resistance there, reject the overbought zone, form this uptrend a little bit more, get ourselves set up to consolidate some more, and then break out going into the later half of this month, something like that. If I'm right, I like to think that I can be right sometimes, right? I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. I've been right before, I'll be right again. If I'm right, then we should, I would think, within the next week, and maybe even within the next couple of days here, see prices that are around 3 cents, around a $30 million market cap. And I think we're going to see that with or without the bot manipulation. I think we're going to see it with or without it, right? And right now we're getting it. We're getting that manipulation, but we're going to continue to move up one way or another. But we'll move up faster, and the bots, the traders, the exploiters here of this low liquid coin will have less coins, less pull in this market if we all just hold and if we buy the dips. If not, if the dip comes and you panic sell, right? Like here, notice how the dip came and then nobody really sold. That's great, guys. That's awesome. But then here it happened a second time and there's a little bit more selling, but not much. That's great, guys. We're holding the line, right? We're here, people weren't holding the line, and then they took that opportunity, they bought, they made their profits, they distributed. They probably had to buy back more. See, this is the kind of stuff that you want to see. And I don't know how it's all working. Again, I don't think it's just one wallet doing this. There's probably multiple. Maybe they're working together, maybe they're not. And I don't know if it's necessarily to hurt the price. I think that's not the goal. I think the goal really is to just extract value for themselves. That's probably what it is. The way to beat that, the way where they can still extract value, but they're getting less and less coins on the way up because they sold here and then the price starts moving up without them, or they have to buy back in and push the price up themselves, and they have before. The way to beat them is to just hold and not to panic sell and hold. Right? They'll be forced to buy back in. Doing this many times, all this choppy stuff that we're seeing, all these times, I highly doubt that if this thing moves up that they're not going to get back in. Because they'll just get back in, they'll be part of the price pumping, and then they get the vibe that it's not pumping anymore. They'll dump it back down. They'll see what they can do. They don't care. It's not about trying to get the most amount of TBB. It's about extracting the most value in dollars. That's what these things are trying to do. But if we hold and we buy the dips, they're going to have less TBB, which means they push the price around less. That means they have less power. They can extract all they want, but they're going to have less power. It's going to be less significant as time goes on. And then maybe, just maybe, they'll be the reason why we pump if we start this off without them. Anyways, I got nothing else. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Don't panic sell. Just don't panic sell. Be steadfast. Don't let these little sharp moves affect you. Zoom out, right? Just zoom out. Look at how far we've come. Look at the base that we're setting up here at the what was before this area the most significant consolidation phase we had. This was the most significant by time. Right? This was a little bit shorter of a consolidation phase, but this was the longest one that we had by time. Now we're in a longer consolidation phase here. This was the longest consolidation phase that we had right here. Okay. And we've both found support at prior resistance here. We're finding support now. We're holding above this level. We found resistance at the golden ratio of this high to low here. We're consolidating really in the most healthy way possible by holding above the 382. Right, we're above the 382 there. It's a very important level. And whenever we break out of this range, I would assume, again, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to be a 2x move that's rather spectacular, or we could get our freak on, guys. We could see some crazy, crazy stuff happen. There's a lot of disbelief shrouding TBB. As much belief and faith and conviction that has been built over the past week with this drop and then the resurrection here, with as much conviction that has been built, there's also a lot of disbelief. But there are a lot of people with eyes on this that want to see it fail, that want to buy, but they just don't know. They need something that's a little bit more convincing to happen before they buy. There's a lot of people who have their eyes on this, but they're not a part of it, that whenever it starts to move up, they're going to start to FOMO in. They're going to start to pull the trigger. They're going to start to say, oh my God, I was wrong. It's not dead. There's actually something more to this. What if it just 2x's from the all-time high? What if it does go to $100 million or more? What if any of these targets that this crazy dude C-Zar is talking about, 91 to $200 million market cap, happens? And all we are is at a $15 million market cap right now. That's the next target area in mind, like for the all-time high. The next target area technically to hit would be here, but this is the next kind of area where we might expect to see some volatility, right? Maybe not of this magnitude. I would hopefully we wouldn't see it of that magnitude, but we're building up to that area before we consolidate again, before we're at our next kind of test of faith moment, and then we continue to rally. I don't know. Anywho, Lots of talking. Nothing else to say. Do not sell your coins to these bots. Don't do it. You're going to give them more power. More power means they can push around the price more, which will be fun when they're pushing it up, but it won't be as fun when they're pushing it down. And at the end of the day, they don't really care up or down. They're just trying to extract. They're just trying to get in at a cheaper price and sell on average at a higher price. That's it. They will be forced to buy in at higher prices if you hold and you don't sell. Okay. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.